Hi everybody, Natasha Wilkinson, Independent Sensi Consultant, Mount Isa, Australia. Now, if you hear dogs barking in the distance, I do apologise. For some reason, our street seems to be a segment of Who Let the Dogs Out, and the whole street of dogs have been barking on and off this morning. Not so much my dogs, just the rest of the street for some reason. So something's out there, something's disturbing the neighbourhood puppies. So I can't hold off anymore. You know, we've still got a few days left till the end of the month, but this is my empties bin. It is overflowing, and this is just 2 weeks worth of filling it up because, as you know, I do my empties twice a month, every 2 weeks. I usually try to do it on the 15th and the last day of the month. So it seems to be that this video keeps pausing while I'm talking. Just watching this, I will have to watch it and play back. I do apologise if it is very shaky. Now that's my dog going off. So, as I said, we have empties to go through, and I've already been yabbering for close to 2 minutes. So let's get into the empties. So, as usual, we will start with non-wax items, and I'm going to start with a skeleton in the closet. Now, I first signed up to Sensi in February 2020. When I signed up, I got my starter kit, and while I was waiting for my starter kit, because it takes about 2 weeks for items probably to arrive here in Mount Isa, sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a week and a half. But, so, my why for signing up then was I'd never tried Sensi. I was a fragrance lover way back, but I'd never tried Sensi, and I decided for the very first time I was going to try Sensi. So I couldn't find a local consultant here in Mount Isa, so I just, from the advice of a friend, logged on to who is now my sponsor's website, and I started adding things to a cart, and I'm like, it's adding up, because I looked at things, and at that stage I was purely interested in the wax and warmers, nothing else, and it added up to more than what a consultant kit would cost. So I emptied my cart out. I'm like, no. I can get a consultant kit for $150. I'm going to buy the consultant kit. That way I can try it and see if I like it. And then, because I want so much and I still want all these other products, I can make money off my own purchases. So that was my why for joining them. So, but as I said, at that stage, I was only interested in the wax and warmers. So, fast forward, as I said, I joined up middle of February, and in February, at the beginning of February, is usually the catalogue changeover. So I joined up just after they had the catalogue changeover. So fast forward 2 or 3 days after I had joined up, the clearance section updated, didn't it? So in the clearance section, they had a whole heap of cleaning products, a whole heap of laundry products. So even though when I first joined up, my interest was purely wax and warmers, the fact that they had counter cleanings, all-purpose cleaners, shower cleaners in the clearance section, I thought, well, I'm not going to pay full price for something I haven't tried. I'm going to try the cleaning products for the first time. I'll grab some out of the clearance section. So I grabbed an Amazon Rain all-purpose cleaner, an Amazon Rain shower cleaner, an Amazon Rain counter clean, a Luna all-purpose cleaner, a Luna counter cleaner, and a Luna shower clean out of the clearance section to try to see if I liked the cleaning products before I was going to commit to buying the rest of the cleaning, to continue buying those products at full price. So now we are back to the skeleton in the closet. So of course I tried them, I love them, and as you know, I use the cleaning products all the time, but they were my first cleaning products if I discount the coconut lemongrass counter clean that came in my consultant kit when I joined up. But as I said, that took about 1.5 weeks to come. So these products came, I loved them, but we have been retailing in the laundry, and at that stage when I was buying them, I would have a counter clean in the kitchen, a counter clean in the laundry, a counter clean in the bathroom. So I just have a few open everywhere and use them as I grab them. So obviously at some stage, this Amazon Rain counter clean, which I picked up in the clearance section back in February 2020, I had been using, I'd been loving, but in one of my cleans, got popped into the laundry cupboards, and as I said, we're retiling, so everything got pulled out of the laundry, and it was found buried at the back of the cupboard with about a quarter of the bottle left. So the skeleton in the closet, I decided to finish using up that I didn't know I had. If I didn't know I had, it would have been used up a lot sooner. So, and I do kind of wish they still had this fragrance in their cleaning section, because their cleaning section is heavily citrus based, and this is such a pretty fragrance. It does have citrus in it, but it also has jasmine and coconut and melons, so it's a really fruity tropical scent, and it's one of my staple scents I love to warm and use in my fan pods in the bathroom and laundry. Amazon Rain is such a pretty tropical scent. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And if you've never ever tried Scentsy, my recommendation, this is a scent that pleases most people. So let's move on to the rest of our empties, as I have been speaking almost 10 minutes about my original why I joined. Obviously my why's changed since then, but just to explain that skeleton in the cupboard Amazon Rain counter clean. So that took a bit of an explanation. Let's move on to the rest of the products. So, aside for the time being, so I also finished up another counter clean in Squeeze the Day. Now, this is currently in our current range catalogue. It is like a bright lemonade scent. You get the freshness of the lemons, and then you get the sweetness of this vanilla cream in it. It is probably my most favourite current cleaning scent in our catalogue when it comes to counter cleans, shower cleans, and all-purpose cleaner. I tend to even now steer towards this or Blue Grotto in our current catalogue. So, there is a tiny, tiny bit left, probably one more use, but my husband has finished using up his Hit the Town body wash, which was from last year's Father's Day collection. It is a very cologne-y, manly scent and smells really good. Again, we're down to the last dregs. It tends to be that we get to our empties and then they kind of settle and you can see that you've got one more wash left. So I might bring them back into the bathroom to use up those one washes in there if we can get them out. But we have also finished up the Jammy Time body wash. This is Lavender, Sweet Pea and Freesia. It's a very sweet, floral, calming lavender. Not too floral, you get more the lavender, but that floral in it gives like a really sweetness. And I love to use this on my 1.5-year-old. I also use it on myself. So I will be definitely picking up another one in this fragrance. And I have switched these out in the bathroom currently for our watermelon tangerine one that I got in my body kit of new scents at the beginning of February. So we now have watermelon tangerine going in the bathroom. We finished up the caramel apple craze hand soap. That was from our harvest collection. Appley. Not too much caramelly, but very sweet. So the caramel in it adds a sweetness to the apple scent in this hand soap. Laundry. So I finished up the large tub of Jammy Time washer whiffs, Jammy Time washer whiffs, which is a fragrance booster. As I said, it's lavender, sweet pea, and freesia. And my container of Jammy Time laundry liquid. I still do have a small amount of the scent stuff, and usually with these products, if used correctly and you're not over heavy handed on a certain product, they will run out at the same time. The reason we still have scent soft is because I still had about a quarter of a thing of scent soft of Jammy Time when I opened these, so and that's probably what's left now because I've used the quarter of the older one up before opening the new scent softer. But usually if you're using your laundry bundle as directed, they do tend to run out at the same time. So Jammy Time I really love to use for our bedding and our sheets and our towels, and then I use another fragrance. I kind of alternate between the other fragrances for the clothing. Currently we have Amazon Rain going for our clothing. So I will need to pick up another bedding one. I'm thinking maybe switching out Jammy Time for a change and maybe trying Lavender Cotton because I have never tried that. So I'm thinking maybe picking up Lavender Cotton for a bedding and sheeting. We will wait and see. Now I also finished up the small one of Amazon Rain washer whiffs because I didn't have the large tub when I started my Amazon Rain washer whiffs. So I ran out of one small one, a second small one. So you will definitely go through 2 of these with a full laundry liquid and a scent soft, and I've still got some laundry liquid and scent soft. So the more economical way to go if you're using our whole laundry range would be to go the tub, but you can also get a 3-pack of these in a bundle and save option if you want to mix and match your scents, or if you want to get 3 of the same scents. Reason being, I had this instead of the large one as I closed out a party and I had some leftover product credit, so I picked up the small one because I'd run out of the washer whiffs but still had the Amazon Rain stuff to kind of start using my laundry products. So I used up my Pina Colada Cha-Cha body scrub. This was from the Mother's Day collection, and then it came back into our clearance flash sale. Sold out in that flash sale in that 24 hours. And I picked it up in the flash sale. It is coconut and pineapple. Smells just like the drink. Tropical and summery. Really, really love. So I'm keen to break into another one of my fragrance sugar scrubs. Just haven't decided what fragrance. Our sugar scrubs are amazing. when you do get them, the sugar does sink to the bottom, so you do kind of need to stir it up before using it. But it leaves your skin feeling soft, gentle exfoliation, and it really helps with shaving too. So, non-wax products. I opened up a Eskimo Kiss scent circle and attached it to the lid of our inside bin just to add a little bit of freshness. And I opened up an Amazon Ring scent pack just to pop into my handbag for a little bit of freshness. My husband threw away his summer holiday car because it lost its scent, so I am ready to replace his scent in the car as he threw away his summer holiday car bar, and that's pausing again. I don't know why it keeps freezing. So if you see me freezing and missing things in this video, I do apologise. My computer's doing some strange things. And it looks like it's about to die, so I'm just going to turn the power on. I won't be in my... Okay, so I'm back. I don't know, it had something to do with the power, maybe not being on my laptop. It was about to die, and we would have just phased out completely. So I am back. Let's continue with the products. So we're now, I do believe, down to our waxes and our oils. So no pods this last 2 weeks. I've still got the same going that I changed out in my last empties, which are the Eskimo Kiss ones and the one of the Best Berries. So wax I started but haven't finished. Disney Moana Spirit of Motuiui. Now, this one to me I don't like. Don't hate it, but don't like it. And it will not be a repurchase for me. If you like aloe vera and ivy, you will like this. To me, it is a green, under-ripened watermelon. It is supposed to have notes of pineapple and watery melon and plumeria, and I think there was like some green, I think it said lush green or something. But to me, I get an under-ripened watermelon. Reminds me very much of aloe vera and ivy, which was a scent of the month last year. If I'm going to reach for a watermelon scent, I'm going to reach for watermelon and tangerine. It's a lot sweeter. I enjoy it a lot more. This is just not sweet enough for me. Going forward to use the last half of this bar up, I probably will end up mixing it with watermelon and tangerine or something sweeter because it's just not sweet enough for me. Saying that though, the scent pack I really did enjoy, which was put into Pure the Pig for my daughter. The scent pack, I got more of the pineapple, I got more of the sweetness in it. So the scent pack smelled totally different to the wax bar. So to me, even though I didn't like it, performance-wise and throw-wise, it worked really well in my house. These 4 cubes were placed in the 2 warmers in my daughter's room, and you could smell it coming out of her room and drifting up the hallway. So it throws really well. It lasted about 3 days, so it lasted really well, and that is really great for a Disney scent. Our Disney scents tend to be on the lighter side, so if you like green, fresh, fruity notes that are on the green side, this would be one you would like. Just not up my alley. So that's the only one that's partially used. The rest are all fully used ones. So I was feeling the need for some wintry scents because, well, it's starting to get cooler here. Not every day. We still have our random really hot days here in Mount Isa, but then we get a couple of cooler mornings. So when I'm changing out my scents from my summer scents to my winter scents, I do like to do a palette cleanser between, and I tend to choose, which is what I did at Christmas time too, I tend to choose minty type scents. So at Christmas time, I did a combination of Arctic Kiss and Silver Bells before I went into those spicy scents. This time I chose just Silver Bells. I used up 2 of them in my open concept area in the one hit. This is one that is in my Scentsy Club. I get one of these every 3 months. I do hope it comes back because I now am starting to evaluate my Scentsy Club. I'm not taking this out of my Scentsy Club. Don't get me wrong, I really, really love this. But as I'm evaluating my Scentsy Club, I'm also evaluating my wax usage and what I am actually using and how much I am using. And I'm finding there are things in my Scentsy Club that I should probably have put more than 1 bar in. There are things in my Scentsy Club that I like but I don't use enough. There are things in my stash. So I'm starting to really evaluate this season what I use even with the current catalogue and trying things rather than just throwing them randomly in to make sure I do like them. I'm trying to get through as much of the catalogue as I possibly can before the changeover, so I'm not just randomly throwing things into my Scentsy Club and making it as large as it is now. So with this one, this is one I definitely do love. And because I love it, it will be staying in my Scentsy Club. I do hope it comes back the next catalogue changeover so I can take it out of my club. But if it then comes back and then retires again, I know to put 2 bars in, not 1 bar in like I did last time. Because as you can see, I'm using 2 bars at a time. So Silver Bells is kind of my go-to transition palette cleanser. It is candy cane and pears, so it's fresh, it's minty, it's slightly sweet, and I enjoyed it more when it was in cooler weather than I did at Christmas time when it was in the hotter weather as a palette cleanser. It also mixes really pretty with Arctic Kiss, which is another favourite of mine. So going forward, this is one that if it doesn't come back, I will always keep in my Scentsy Club. If it does come back, it will come out of my Scentsy Club, but then when it retires again, we'll go back into my Scentsy Club and I will up the amounts. Really, really pretty scent. So, after that, I then did a mixture of something that's wintry but could still be used if the weather warmed up again, which it did, because we're getting cooler mornings but warmer days, so very transitional to me. I did a combination in alternating warmers of February scent of the month, ginger spice, and honey pear cider. I picked up 3 or 4 bars of honey pear cider in the clearance section when it was available, now no longer available. Kind of wish I picked up more. If it comes back as an option for bring back my bar again to vote back in, I definitely will be doing that. Most hair scents I've tried have this note behind it that I haven't really liked, but this one is so, so pretty. It's got a little bit of spice, a little bit of that cinnamon mullein spice, and then the sweetness of the pear. And it is not overpowering, so it is great for a transition scent. It also mixes really well with Jack's Obsession. And ginger spice. Now, this one surprised me on morning. Now, I chose to mix it with this because I thought this wasn't going to be sweet enough on itself, even though it had pictures of peaches and coconut in the picture. But the description says ginger and musk and amber. But that amber and that kind of, when it was warming, softened it. And I would probably enjoy it by itself as well. But it was still a very pretty combination together. But I do have a few more bars of these because I haven't really broken into these because these are more scents I would probably reach for in the cooler weather. But going forward, I love this combination. Do this combination again any day. But I would also probably warm it by itself in my bedroom or something if the mood arose. So I would be not as adverse to warming it by itself as I originally thought I would be. So, what else did I brought in the open concept lounging area? Okay, currently going in the open concept lounging area. I had 2 cubes left of Squeeze the Day from when I did the combination of Squeeze the Day and the Mix It Collection Apple Raspberry. So I wanted to use up those 2 cubes. So what I did was I put those 2 cubes in the kitchen part of the open concept area with some of Simply Strawberry to use it up. The rest of Simply Strawberry I put in the lounge room open concept area. But keeping with the lemon theme, even though I don't like this scent, I had in my bucket, which I showed you a while back in my collection, where I throw in my leftovers, my scrap bucket, or the little pods or empty testers, kind of like my junk bucket of leftovers that I need to get rid of and warm at some stage. I had a cube left of Taste of Summer from the Mix It collection, from the Find Your Happy Wax collection. When it starts warming, I do enjoy this scent, but it is really strong. It is overpowering, and it does have a bitter tea note to it. So that 1 cube I cut in half and put half a cube in one warmer, half a cube in another warmer, with a full cube of this, and then the alternating warmers around it, because in the lounge room I have 1, 2, 4 warmers. So most of it was Simply Strawberry, but that Taste of Summer came through and overpowered that Simply Strawberry. I'd walk into the kitchen, I'd get a really pretty combo of the Simply Strawberry and the Squeeze the Day. Beautiful combo. This, with just 1 cube in 2 warmers out of 4 and in 4 warmers, Simply Strawberry with 2 cubes each. All you could smell was the bitter tea from the Taste of Summer. So, kind of glad to get that out of my junk bucket, as I call it. And so that's what's currently going. I am going to change it out later. I have lasted a day with the Taste of Summer. It's just not a scent I like, and definitely just not one that I did put in my Scentsy Club. I only ended up putting 1 scent from that collection, Find Your Happy, in the Scentsy Club, and that was Showering Flowers. So glad to kind of get rid of that out of my junk bucket. So going forward, you will probably see a few things from my junk bucket, because I do need to work on that junk bucket. I can't keep filling it up and leaving it there thinking, one day I'm going to melt, one day I'm going to melt. So with my warmings, I will work on my bars, but I might throw 1 or 2 from my junk bucket in just so I can get rid of them. They tend to be leftover cubes from wax bars I didn't really like, or wax things I get in the lift box samples like that, or broken testers, old tester things. So going forward, you will see a few things from that junk bucket, and there are a few more from that junk bucket in there, which we will get to after I finish telling you what I want in the lounge room open concept area. So for me, when I think of Easter, you get all of the sweet bakery lolly type flavours. And our last two collections since I've joined up as the consultant have been scents based on those collections. Just a moment, my cat is about to scratch. I do apologise, we have a very cheeky cat at the moment that thinks our fake lemon lounges for scratching. So here he is behind me. He has decided to come annoy me now. So the last two collections have been bakery, lollies, sweet type scents from our Easter collection. And yeah, they're nice, they're okay. But for me, when I think of Easter, even though here in Australia it is our autumn, I still think of regrowth. I think of rebirth, and I think of new birth. And that just concept of eggs in that, and that automatically to me screams floral, so I get into a very floral mood this time of year. So I put through my open concept, being in that floral mood, Lush Gardenia. This is a total scent memory for me. My grandmother had a double gardenia tree outside her house. She lived in a little mobile house, and you'd walk up her steps and that gardenia smell would envelope you. And that's all I smell when I walk this. It is a performer. It is powdery. It is floral. It is sweet. It is beautiful. You need to be a floral lover to love this scent. I do believe it's still available in the clearance section. I did have it in my Scentsy Club for about 8 months, and then when it came in the clearance section, I brought up a few and thought, I've got a lot now, so I better take it out of Scentsy Club. But it didn't come back in this catalogue. So it is one I tend to hoard, because even though I have a lot, I don't want to ever run out, and I no longer have it as an option for always get my bar in the Scentsy Club. So from the Easter collection, in the open concept area, I did toasted marshmallow, and I combined it with vanilla waves. So this is smoky, it's sweet, it's slightly caramelly. You definitely, sorry about that, he is pulling up my decorations there. You can get a hint of the smokiness. Vanilla waves. It is perfumey. It is our new bakery scent. Slightly perfumey. Vanilla. And it does say it has caramel in it, but it's not heavy caramel based. Definitely more vanilla. It's like a sweet, perfumey vanilla with a slight hint of salt, sea salt in the background. This combination was beautiful. Going forward, this is in my Scentsy Club. Toasted marshmallow will not be coming out of my Scentsy Club. And I was surprised at how much I actually enjoyed this scent. I would have thought it would have been too smoky for me. But even if I just have this in my Scentsy Club, just for this combination, I will be in bakery heaven. But I do enjoy it by itself too. So I do only have one in my Scentsy Club, which I'm going to get once every 3 months in my winter collection. And here in Australia, we don't get many bakery scents. So when I find a bakery scent that I do enjoy or that I can mix well to be compatible with other scents, I do tend to keep it in my in my Scentsy Club, because bakery, even though it's not my favourite scent in the catalogue, it is one I do reach for in the cooler months. So I tend to go for fruity floral in the summer months, and then come the winter cooler months, I tend to reach for bakery spice with the occasional fruity. So I do kind of feel disappointed that we don't get much spice and we don't get much bakery scents here in Australia. So if they do come and bring back my bar, or they do come in collections like the Easter collection, and I do enjoy them, they do go into my Scentsy Club. So my bakery selection is a little bit wider than what's just in the current catalogue. So that combination was really, really pretty. And the last combination that I warmed in the open concept lounge room area before we go to the bedrooms. So I picked up a D-stash off a Facebook site, local buy swap sell Facebook site, and it was a lady selling some bars that she obviously picked up from a consultant that was in Region 1, because they are bars that are not available here in Australia. And breakfast in bed was what I popped in my warmers, which has in it pumpkin pastry, black raspberry, and sweet cinnamon drizzle were the scent notes. Now, I picked up about 6 or 7 bars in this D-stash, so you'll probably find the odd bar from Region 1 in here that's not available in here, and when I'm warming it, I do pick it up for my own personal use. They will not be for sale. They are for my own personal use and enjoyment that I picked up from this D-stash. And as you can see, I've fully used up the breakfast in bed one. But in my lounge room open concept area, I have more warmers than one bar can entail, so I needed to find something that was complementary to it. So I used up mostly breakfast in bed, but I did in a couple of the alternating warmers just to finish off the warmers, alternate it with sweet plum pastry. Now, breakfast in bed is a bakery scent, and it's one that would be perfect for our autumn winter here. It's not overly spicy. It does have a little bit of a cinnamony note to it, but not highly detectable. It is just like a sweet bakery note. You get the black raspberry, you get the pastry note. It reminds me, as a child, my dad took me to Fiji in America on a holiday, and we'd sit at the buffets for breakfast, and over there, their buffets had for breakfast these really decadent pastries with fruits in them. They were amazing, and that's what this reminds me of. But I so wish they had this here in Australia, because this is the type of scent that they need to bring in our autumn-winter catalogue here in Australia. Don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying the scents that we have in our new catalogue. They're fruity, they're tropical, they're fun, but to me, they're summery. We don't have much that I would reach for in autumn and winter. And I also have quite a few customers that would have probably enjoyed some more wintry scents too. So this, I think, would be a brilliant seller in Australia. So hopefully one day they do bring it here in Australia. But I really did enjoy it, and it went really well with sweet plum pastry. Sweet plum pastry was in our Bring Back My Bar recently. It's in my Sensi Club. I get one every 3 months. I built myself up with a really high expectation of this one, and I enjoy it, but my expectation was higher than what it is, and I have been on the fence whether to keep it in Sensi Club or not. But I enjoy it more as a mixer than I do by itself. It is a nice, rich plum scent, as if you're simmering the plums on a stove. I don't get a pastry note about it, but I do get that rich plum scent. And I am going to keep it in my Sensi Club. Again, as I said, we are limited in our bakery scents. But I think I'm going to keep it in my Sensi Club because I enjoy it more as a mixture. As I said, it went really well with breakfast in bed, although I can't get breakfast in bed again. I do enjoy mixing this with our Villains collection, Maleficent of Evil. And when I mix this, it just, something comes out in it more than when it's warming by itself. And I have heard another beautiful mix for this is Cozy Cardigan. I've yet to try it with Cozy Cardigan. That's next on my list. So I used up probably 4 cubes with the breakfast in bed in the lounge room, and then the other 4 cubes went into the main bedroom to finish it off. And just ignore the pussycat behind me that is wanting to get into my little display shelf at the back there. So now we are going into the main bedroom because we have finished warming in the lounge room and open concept area, and after finishing off sweet plum pastry in the main room, we may as well continue with the bars that I've also warmed in my main bedroom. Of course, a cozy cardigan, cashmere, blush rose. This is perfumey. It is slightly musky, warm and cozy and romantic. This will definitely be going into my Scented Club if it retires at the end of the season, and I warm at least one of these a month, if not 2. This month I've gone through 2 of these. I had this in my what I have been warming 2 weeks ago. So I already know, based on my usage of how much I am using this particular scent, I'm going to need at least 2 of these in my Scented Club, not 1. So this is one that will be going into my Scented Club in multiples of. It's just the perfect bedroom scent, and I am going to always have that. Now I know how beautiful it is. So I used up another toasted marshmallow in the main bedroom to try it out to see if I liked it before I brought it into the open concept, and this was just by itself. You got that smoky, caramelly, sweet note with this one. Really enjoyed it. Enjoyed it much more in the lounge room with the vanilla waves, but as I said, I have such a big Scentsy Club. I wanted to start going through scents that I had in my Scentsy Club to see if I wanted to keep them in. And I used up both of the toasted marshmallow I brought from the Easter collection, because I brought 2 bundles of the Easter collection, and I do know that that one will not be going out of my Scentsy Club. So, main bedroom. That floral vibe, as I said, I get into over the Easter, or coming up to Easter. Peony petals, it's in my Scentsy Club. It is a sweet floral, really, really pretty. really, really perfumey. I was considering taking this out of my Scentsy Club until I warmed it because I do have, I think, another 2 or 3, and I thought I had more, but I don't. I get one every 3 months, and I think because I got one every 3 months, I thought since again I had quite a big stash up because I hadn't been using it. But one every 3 months, that's basically 9 months, and so I think I had 3 or so I think I've got 2 left, maybe 3 left. So it will stay in my Scentsy Club. And now I've warmed it, I'm probably going to want to warm more. I'd been holding off warming it, trying to stock up enough so I could take it out of Scentsy Club. But it's a floral I really enjoy, so she's not going anywhere. That's the problem. I stuck them in my Scentsy Club for a reason, and I forget the reason I stuck them in until I rewarm them. And then I want to rewarm them constantly. Jumping Jelly Bean. This was from our Easter collection too. Pears and apples. And it's sugary and tart at the same time. I didn't hate it, but I took it out of my Scentsy Club. Not enjoyable enough. And I find, as I said, part notes, there's just, not part notes, pear notes. There's just this note in the background, like a tarty, maybe slightly sour note that I don't like with most of the pear scents. Could be just me, but as I said, honey pear cider I really love. Honeysuckle pear I really love. They're 2 pear scents I really love. Honeysuckle pears in my Scentsy Club. So I thought if I'm going to reach for a pear scent, I'm going to reach for honey pear cider, even though I've only got a couple left, or I'm going to reach for honeysuckle pear, which is in my Scentsy Club, because I don't get that tart, rancidy, bitter note in the background that I get with most pear scents. So I took it out, and because of that note, it made me want to warm something sweet, which is when I did reach for the peony petals. Now, and that I find I enjoy those floral scents even more. And I did the same thing. There was one of the sleep collections I had like this note I didn't like in it. And I had to then, when I changed it over, needed a sweetening. So that's when I warmed Showered in Flowers and went from liking it to really loving it. So I like to keep those sweet, not necessarily powdery florals, more the sweet florals on hand, because when there's a note I don't like, then I need a sweet floral to kind of douse my nostrils in after. So this was taken out of my Scentsy Club. I still have one more. I will enjoy it. I didn't hate it, but I'd probably mix it with something to get rid of the one I have. Will not be a repurchase. The third one from the Easter collection, Banana Berry. Now this one surprised me. I thought for sure I would be taking it out of Scentsy Club. I would not be keeping it. When I smell it on cold, I smell banana lollies and strawberry cream lollies. Yeah, in Australia, they're lollies that you can get to munch on. Very sweet and very sugary, keeping with the Easter theme, very Eastery. Warming it. There is a vanilla-y scent that comes through, this sweet, creamy scent that comes through, and it was really pretty. She's staying in my Scentsy Club. I'll be getting one every 3 months. Not necessarily for the main room area, not necessarily for my bedroom area, but it is very pretty in my daughter's room, and it's the type of scent I do love to warm in my daughter's room. And so going forward, I'll be getting one every 3 months just to warm in her room. I don't feel a need to extend it to more than one every 3 months, because there are those scents that I do enjoy to warm in her room. And if I do find I get a big stock up of it. I will probably eventually delete it out, but it is one I would definitely reach for her. And it's sweet, it's creamy, vanilla-y, fruity, and smells oh so much better warm than it does on cold. Also in my daughter's room, I warmed the rest of Jammy Time. There was half a bar left, so that got warmed in her room too. Sweet pea, freesia, and lavender, just for something relaxing and calming. Now, let's talk about the bathroom, laundry, and boys' room. So, between the boys' room and the boys' room, I used up the rest of the Fearless by Nature bar. Really refreshing for their room. Green, but this is a green I can get behind. Unlike the green in the Moana, this has a herbal sweetness about it. The wildflowers, the sage, and a woodsy note. This is the type of green note I like, and it's just really refreshing, particularly for a boys' room. So that's currently in my Scentsy Club. It's also available half price in our clearance section for $5.50. So I have been picking up a few in the clearance section, hoping to build up a stock so I can take it out of my Scentsy Club. But then I warm it, so it doesn't actually build up. And I am finding this is perfect for my laundry, for my bathroom, and for the boys' room. So at this stage, it hasn't been taken out of my Scentsy Club. Okay, and in the bathroom, I had some broken crack testers, which I had to get rid of. This is from when I first joined up. So this is the catalogue from when I first joined up. This was a tester of Twitter Pated, which was Bambi. So I've kept all the catalogues from since I've joined up, just to see the difference in them. I'm a little bit of a I like to see how things change, what changes, what comes back, that type of thing. Just the differences, and it's got my notes of what I thought about the scents when I joined, and just shows how far I've personally come. So I've kept one of each catalogue. So we're looking for our Disney section. So Twitter Pated was spring is in the air and it's waiting to sweep you off your feet in a swirl of sun-kissed my lemon, morning dew drops, and wild moss. It's very earthy and very green. Another earthy green scent. Not as sweet as Fearless by Nature. Probably slightly more citrusy with the lemon note. I only have the tester, and it's like a year old since I joined, but it was a broken tester, so I emptied it out into the mini warmer into the bathroom. So, currently in the mini warmer in the bathroom is one of the little pots that were given to us about 4 or 5 boxes back maybe, which had random scents, uncoloured, unnamed, for us to get our opinions on, to see what they would be called, what we thought of them. So I popped one of them in, and this one was a very soft, powdery, perfumey scent. Kind of got floral with it, but it was soft and powdery and perfumey at the same time. So I would be interested to see if it comes back. Kind of reminded me a bit of Cozy Cardigan, that soft, powdery, perfumey note, but it also had like a sugary bakery note about that one. And the other one I popped in the laundry was on cold. It smelled like spearmint. As it warming, I got that spearmint scent as well. But I also got like a citrus scent about this as well, like a kind of lemony type of citrus scent. So that was the other random pot I popped in the laundry. Now, we are going to round this video off. It has been a long video. We are at 55 minutes, so almost an hour. Don't have much more to do what I've been diffusing. So I completely finished up graham cracker caramel from our harvest collection. It was sweet, it was sugary and bakery. Now I no longer, now I finished up that and the other bakery type one that was in our Christmas collection, the cookie one. I now no longer have any bakery scents left for my oil diffusing, which is sad. A lot of the scents that have come out this season, again, summery, fruity, citrusy, lavendery scents. We don't tend to get many bakery oil scents. I would really, really love it if they did bring a couple of more bakery scents, because they're the first ones I actually used up in those 3-pot collections. Although the harvest oil is currently available in the clearance section, so I have been debating whether to pick up another 3-pack just for that graham cracker crumble, but I've hardly used the other 2 in that 3-pack, so I don't know if it would be worth it just for that one tiny bottle. Still debating. So what else did I use? So this is the one that's not from Scentsy. That was candy cane. I used that when I was warming silver bells. And then cactus pear. Really, really love this scent. It is so summery and fresh. So you get the freshness from the cactus and then you get the sweetness from the pear. I also have picked up a big bottle of this, which I will use when I finish using that little tester one. And this is on my list to buy because I have gone for about a quarter of this. It is my go-to bedroom oil, and that is rosewood and vanilla. It is just soft, woodsy, slightly sweet. It is cozy and comfy, and I tend to be using this scent a lot in the bedroom. So the fact that I am reaching for this constantly is an indication I need to actually get the big one of this. So that is all that I've been diffusing. Not as big as what it normally is, because as you can see I went through a lot more bars, and I do normally like to use complementary scents when I'm diffusing, but some of the bars, as I said, I wanted to try, particularly the Easter ones, to decide whether I was going to keep them or take them out of my Scentsy Club, and I wanted to go through and see what I'm using, what I'm not using. I don't want to keep buying bars that are sitting there. I actually want to see what I actually reach for, and I am, by doing these videos, getting an indication, because I have my Summer Scentsy Club due next month, so that will come, and then after that comes, and it's going to be a large one because it has both the bi-monthly and the quarterly combined, which are coming at the same time. So after that comes, it won't be due again till the next catalogue changeover, and then I will know what I can take out, what I can keep, and I will have warmed enough to know, even if it's not coming back, whether it warrants staying in there. And then the following month will be another big month. I will have my everyday scents, my quarterly winter scents, and my bi-monthly winter scents merge, which they don't normally all merge at once. So I'll have 3 of them merge at once, and that will be in May, but then by the time the next lot of them will be due to come again, it will be in that transition period where I know what will be staying, what will be going, what I can take out, what I'm using. So I have 2 big Scentsy clubs coming in the next 2 months, which I will do hauls for you, and after that I am hoping to not drastically, I do want to reduce them down a fair bit, but I still want to keep what I enjoy and what I use. So I am hoping to reduce them down and not add more. I will be obviously adding some if they retire with the catalogue changeover, but I want to take out more than my aim is to take out more and reduce more than what I put in. So I want to put in less than what I delete out of my Scentsy Club, so my Scentsy Club will be cheaper, if that makes sense. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. We are now just clicked over to an hour, so I am going to go and hope you all have a lovely day, and hope you enjoy watching this very long video of me rambling what I have been doing. Bye for now.